So the one thing that I love in life is going to concerts, but the one thing that I hate is being late to a concert. And that's exactly what was happening today. I got off of work around 5 o'clock, and I had to go to my friend's house, pick her up at 6:30, and it takes me about an hour to get ready, gotta beat the face, curl the hair, the whole jazz. And by the time I picked her up and we left the house, there was a bunch of traffic. There was an accident in the carpool lane, like all places, on the 101 freeway, mind you, and I was probably dying at that point because I was the one driving. And by the time we got to the Troubadour, which is where the venue was, there was a line already wrapped around the corner of the building, and I was panicking because I didn't know where to park. So my friend decides, she's on the passenger side and the Troubadour is on our right. She decides to roll down the window, put her head out the window, and screams, "Does anyone know where to park? Excuse me, hello, hi, does anyone know where to park?" And here I am in my soccer mom van, driving, and she's shouting out the window at that whole line, and I'm just like, oh my god, like, I just want to find a parking spot. Thankfully, someone shouted back, there's a parking lot across the street. We parked, booked it, Jay walked across the street, almost got hit by a few cars, but I mean, we survived, obviously, so it's fine. And so we get our wristbands for the VIP tickets, and mind you, my friend's a little bit bigger than me, so we see a bunch of people in front of the stage, so she's like nudging everyone, and I'm just here like, excuse me, hi, yeah, thank you, can I just get through? Yeah, thanks. And so we finally get to the front of the stage. I realize we're right in front of the microphone, and I'm just like, okay, this is my moment. So we're waiting, and I noticed that there's like a little room with like a glass window and some curtains at the top left of the stage, and it's like elevated, and there's stairs coming down from that room. And then I noticed someone like peeking through the curtains, and I recognized the glasses and the blonde like man bun, and I'm just like, oh my god, that's William Singe. And exactly who we're seeing, an Australian underground YouTube person that's amazingly talented. And so I start freaking out. I'm like nudging my friend. I'm like, dude, Nicole, that's William, that's William. And so she looks up, she starts freaking out, and then the people around us start freaking out. Then everyone else in the crowd's freaking out, and then next thing you know, the lights turn off. And then all of a sudden I see a light coming from that little staircase from that room, and then you just see a shadow walking down, and then just William Singe pops out of nowhere, and then everyone starts screaming, and then the concert starts. And obviously his angelic voice just like captivates me, and the concert continues, and finally he starts reaching out for everyone's hand, and I'm like panicking because I'm right in front of him. I'm like, oh my god, grab my hand, please. Please, just, you will make my life if you just grab my hand right now. And finally he grabbed my hand, and I was like holding on to it for dear life, and towards the end of the night I was obviously freaking out about how he just touched my hand. And so then my friend and I, by the time the end of the concert, we went to the main lobby, and we were gonna go get our merchandise. And so then we got our merch, and we started talking to the lady at the table, and starts complimenting on my hair because like she likes my ombre thing, I don't know. And then she starts asking me if I do yoga, because I guess I look like I do yoga. And I'm like, no, why? And she's like, well, me and the boys, well, William, we were planning to go do yoga in the morning, and I'm just like, you're talking to me about your plans with William Singe, like, I could just imagine him doing yoga, but I mean, I'm not going to talk about that because that's really weird. But she felt comfortable enough to talk about that with me, so I was panicking. And so we got our merchandise, and after that, we went back upstairs for the meet and greet, and we got in line to go take a picture with him, talk to him for a little bit, and by the time it was our turn, I realized that the girl that was taking the pictures for William is the same girl at the merch table. So my friend and I were just like, we got this. So we walk up, and I'm like, hey girl, what's up? How's it going? And then she's like, oh my god, hey! And then William's looking at me, and then he's looking at her, and he's just like, what? How do you guys know each other? Like, we're from Australia, what the heck? And she was like, oh, we met downstairs. Don't you just love her hair? And then he was like, yeah, I love it. And he grabbed my hair, guys. Like, he touched my hair, and he was complimenting me. I was like, oh my god, it's the greatest moment of my life. And then, so I ended up wanting to be unique, and so I was like, this might be a little bit extra, but do you think you could just like carry me like a wedding kind of thing, like just for the picture? And he was like, okay, well, if I break my back, I might have to sue you. But he still did it anyway, and the moment he grabbed me and I could just like feel his muscles like on my hands, I was like, oh my god, this is the best day of my life. And that was the day I met William Singe.